Mr. Coffee has resubscribed Tier 2 for 54 months. 4.5 years. Alright, is that all? Is that all? Only 4.5 years. You work from home. Mr. Coffee, though, have you always worked from home? I mean, did you work from home before the pandemic started? Thanks everybody for your support. Mr. Coffee with a Tier 2 donation. Everybody, we're hosting the Pawnda Sloth Rapid Make Chess Slow Again Kofefe 10+5 Rapid Casual. I'm just done with playing Blitz. It's not even interesting. So 10+5 Rapid, 5 round Swiss, Sparkle Horse, Alms, Akshak, Sumahair, Asterbait, and Lakey. 6 players thus far. Leaf. I called you Leaf at first. Leaf Erickson. Thank you, Mr. Coffee, for the gift, for the subscription. 54 months. It is a gift. Every day is a gift. Just being alive is a gift. Chess is a terrible game. If you have no center, your opponent has a inferior position. If you do have a center, then you really have something to worry about. Well, that's about as negative as you can get. It's possible that neither side has a center. I don't think that Tarash is really taking that. He's not really taking that possibility into consideration there. Mirales, get in the tournament. Excel Poker, Chess Video World, get in the tournament. You're not going to be able to stay to the end, though. Alright, this is going to last approximately 2 hours. 10 plus 5 is 25 minutes times 5. 28 minutes times 5, 140 minutes. So 2 hours and 15 minutes for the tournament. Approx. 2 hours and 15 minutes, I would estimate. We start at 6:45, so that's 7. So, yeah, we finish at 9. We're starting, 6:45. Did I say 7:45? We're starting at 6:45 Central European time, Central European Summer Time. Approximately 2 hours, 15 minutes. It should finish around 9 p.m. Central European Summer Time. Maple Tree has joined, the mysterious Maple Tree. 10 minutes to go. But it is not necessary to stay until the end. Although I would prefer if people did. What's up, Asterbait? I heard they're outlawing lawns in Las Vegas. Is that true? Nothing could make me happier if I lived in the United States. I hated lawns anyway. They're outlawing lawns. How's Lake Mead doing? Can you check Lake Mead for oil barrels with people in them? Human remains? What's up? Nils. What's up, Excel Poker? Excel Poker's in. Alms is in. 2 strong players. Yeah, can you grow a lawn? You can grow a lawn anywhere. I mean, all you need is water and grass seed and dirt. Although I guess in Las Vegas, you need more water because it's desert, it doesn't rain a lot, so you've got to water it on your own. My brother also wants to join. He has to join the team. My other brother, Daryl. Daryl wants to join. Daryl's rated 1,000, but he plays like he's 1,700, okay? Daryl doesn't have enough games, but we'll let him in. Make chess slow again. It doesn't have a catchy abbreviation, no. No, I'm not planning on making any hats or anything. It's just a joke. Alright. Don't know where I got that from. First of all, lawns are bad because people are wasting water on them. Secondly, gasoline for powering the really annoying things like lawnmowers and and leaf blowers. When I lived and I had a yard, I wanted to kill myself because of these people with their lawn maintenance equipment. It's just like I couldn't even hear myself think. Water trucks. All right. Anyway, I'm just talking about latest news in Las Vegas. Hola Robux. I can't read. I thought Chescudo said Hola Robux. It's Hola Todos. Electric mowers. Well, most people like in Hungary, for example, have like old school. If you're gonna have like a house in the village, you probably have like an electric plug-in mower with like one of those like long orange cords. Like gasoline was always expensive. It's always been expensive in Europe. So I saw something on TV the other day. It was like a Roomba for your yard. That's awesome. Like a lawnmower that like charges. The robot lawnmower that charges. What a great idea. You're talking about cordless mowers. I'm talking about old school plug-in style. But I saw the Roomba lawn version. That looks pretty cool. It would take it a while, I guess. But why not? I'd be afraid like people would steal it when you're not looking or something. All right. Nope, no join requests. Yeah, I can't see anything going wrong with the Roomba mower. Like a drone with bombs on it or something. Attack your neighbor's Roomba with a drone powered bomb. The future of neighborhood mowing. Anyway, guys, what's up? So we're hosting the Pawnda and Sloth Rapid here. Sparkle Horse, Excel Poker, Alms, Akshak, Sumahair, Asterbait, Maple Tree, Lakey. The other day was like the first day I'd actually seen a television or internet ad for the cordless robot mower. That's awesome. I guess with gasoline prices, man, oil-based lawn mowing has seen itself disappear, man. Gasoline-powered mowers are just done, dude. Alright. 7 minutes to go. Asterbait gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. GM Tranquilizer, Cheesemate, Half Ghoul, Johnny Mac, and Harold Bloom. Good job, Asterbait. Nice choices. The window's closed here. It's supposed to rain until 7 p.m. Let me check the weather report. I've decided to move toward faster. I've decided to move toward not faster time controls. So we're hosting 10+5 rapid. Potential disruption due to thunderstorms. Rain continuing through 10 p.m. Right now the map is pretty sparse. Lake Balaton is completely free of clouds. Budapest, Hungary. Weather report. This is probably making sounds. I don't want to get my mobile phone too close to the stream. Oh no. It's not raining at the moment. And then maybe it won't. It's like hit or miss here. So, alright. It's hard to do without oxygen. We're starting in 5 minutes. Haven't seen Harold Bloom in a long time. He was just here the other day. Good morning, Half Ghoul. Whole Ghoul. Oh, I think my time is wrong. We only have 4 minutes, 3 minutes till the tournament starts. Only 8 players? Come on. Somebody dropped out. Morales, I want you in this tournament. No excuses. Morales and Akshak's in. Morales, Aldisto is lurking. Sometimes people like to avoid the first round pairings, but this is a Swiss. You're not going to have to play a high-rated player if you're a high-rated player in the first round. I like the Swiss pairings. Save a dog. Not in the tournament. There we go. Elo Smith, number 9. We need at least one more. Come on. Gotta have at least 10 players or I'm canceling the tournament. Chess is a terrible game. I agree completely. Morales. We need at least one more player or I'm canceling. At least 3,000 bit donation. Yeah, that's... Tarash's never been my favorite player, but yeah, the quote has some validity. You know, it's interesting. I think that Tarash is onto something there in respect that people play really bad with space advantage. Like having the center isn't necessarily an advantage to total beginners. Can we get another player, please? Come on, make it an even 10. Make the tournament great again. Save a dog, why aren't you in the tournament? There we go. Mr. Slow just joined. Don't anyone drop out, we have 10 now. More are welcome, but no less. Gotta start with at least a minimum of 10. 5 rounds, 11 now. I thought about going with 6 rounds, but I want to get a feel for the 5 rounds. Just exactly the same time control I did last week when I only played 2 games. I played Sumaher in the first game. You're playing OTB in an hour, cool. 13 players, wow. Dr. Chipchance joined, Dinek has joined. All the Blitz players. World Loser doesn't play lately. Why do I have a message? Hi. Hi. Alright. 18 seconds. No hate mail, please. You can play 1 or 2 rounds. Alright. Here we go. Oh, Morales like jumped in at the last possible second. Is that what he did? He waited until like 1 second before the tournament started. I'm just gonna pretend Morales is like deep blue or something. Make his openings. You're hesitating. Row chess, dude. Alright. We got another request. Boomer. Chess Boomer. Make Morales great again. Morales just doing his normal routine. Not too many commands here, unfortunately. Antonio, hesitation. He who hesitates is lost. Masturbate, thank you for the gift subs. 5 gift subs for Masturbate. A subscription for Mr. Coffee. Our faithful followers. Fish are friends, not food. Pierce reversed. Modern reversed. It's not a Pierce reversed. The aggressive Miralles. Miralles and I have played 417 games. This is game 418. He's the all-time game leader here on the stream. I should just mention that. Not a minor thing. Just a mere... What is that? Just a mere 418 games. Nothing major. Mere cat. What do you want to do? It's modern defense. This is a modern defense. This is the modern. Those stupid messages. You should interact with chat more. Oh, Oms is just probably registered and then didn't show up. No one has seen him, but he doesn't talk, you know. I mean, actually, Dr. Slowhand, Mr. Slowhand, you know, Oms doesn't really talk much in the chat, so even when he's here, he's quiet. You know, and I'm not sure, like, he may just play and not even, like, he doesn't really interact on Twitch much. I don't know. He probably just, like, registered and then forgot about it. Did you get paired with Oms? Stefano Tatai. Move 11, you never play in these things. What are we gonna do with you? Don't want to get a buy, I understand. Like it or not. Actually, I was thinking if you move 11. Morales is aggressive, anti-modern play. Looks like something you would do. Move 11, you need like a dedicated secret account. Maybe move 11 is really Slenderina. Missed you in the simul this week? Oh, you have COVID. Yeah, you're probably not feeling up to playing. Actually, that's a valid excuse. Move 11 has a valid excuse this time. I was supposed to go out for a nice exercise today, but it was like threatening to rain all day long. I didn't leave the house. I feel really bad about it. I have like failure to exercise guilt trip. Stay well, sir. Classic reverse Pierce. God, Morales is so strong. Knight f3, e4. So what do I do? Knight f3, e4 is really good. I play c4, d4. Knight f3, e4, knight g5. Looks interesting. But that's not so clear either. Then e3 takes, knight g4, and all that jazz. The jazz. Skin is waterproof. Well, sort of. Not completely. Man, I don't know what to do. B5? Wanna play knight f3. I guess c4. Bang! I'm a tempo up on black side of the modern. Like, what else can you do there? I mean, rook c8, rook c1. I mean, it seems sort of stupid. I like how Neil sent me a message that I need to interact with the chat more. I interact with the chat too much. I'm like constantly reading the chat. I'm trying to do like a serious chess channel where I'm actually making the time control longer now. The main idea was to play chess better, Nils. Not increase my interacting with the chat. I probably interact with the chat too much. I mean, if you wanna watch like Gotham chess or Hikaru, or you know, that's fine, but I'm really trying to play serious games here. Maybe you should watch Alexandra Botez. Okay, c4 rook e8, keeping the tension, baby. Takes Horrorwood. Rook e8 is such a pro-looking move. Super pro. So I have to take now. Have to. Zuckertort. Why do you think of Zuckertort here? What made you think of Zuckertort? Tortazuk. Oh my god. C4, C5. What a sicko. C4, C5, like Zuckertort. That's the Queen Pawn games. Zuckertort Steinitz, first World Championship match. Zuckertort had an affinity for that. Oh shit. Mr. Sohan actually knows about this. Yeah. That's really sick, man. Very serious poker when Phil Hellmuth is facing the Botez sisters. Now that's a serious poker event. Eric Hansen versus Phil Hellmuth. Nakamura. Poker Pro. Not. Alright, knight e4, interesting. So should I go e4? How does this work? e4, knight f3 check, that's the point. Make poker great again. Well, I guess the truth is I should probably do none of the above, you know, like e3. The perfect Morales. Mr. Perfect. Yeah, whatever, man. I can't even watch poker streamers. I watch like one poker streamer. That's grosser than chess. In general, poker is sleazier than chess. Essentially, the streamers are sleazier. Yeah, I'm not interested. But I imagine, yeah. Someone who's truly great at something, you know, as disgusting as Helmut's personality is, I mean, he's really a great poker player. But, you know, not the best, but good. I mean, he's now degenerated to playing the Botez sisters in poker. I mean, that's not a good sign. They'll milk it for what it's worth. Botez sisters are expanding. Hikaru had a thing with Negriano a while back, right? When Hikaru started getting really, really famous, Negriano became interested. They smell like money in the water. Negriano never had any interest in chess as far as I ever heard of. But when Hikaru started to really, really be successful in streaming, suddenly, oh, Daniel Negriano is interested in a chess player. Imagine that. Alright, whatever. Yeah, but I'm not gonna... Yeah, I know, that's the title of the morning read on my mobile phone this morning. These streamers playing poker, but I mean, whatever, dude. That's like saying, you know, the Botez sisters playing chess. Whatever. I'm done. I'm done discussing this. It's all just fake news. Knight takes e5, rook takes e5, bishop e5, queen e5, d4. What's up? Knight e5, bishop g2, king g2, queen d5, check, e4, rook takes, bishop takes, check, e4. God, I brought it up. Did I bring it up? I don't remember. I think I brought it up. $100 million chess. No, $1 million streamer poker tournament. I was like, next story. I'm surprised Jen Shahadi isn't in there. Maurice Ashley started playing poker. That'll be the next thing. Poker is really sad, man. I mean, the poker streamers get like 100 viewers. That's less than chess. Nobody's watching that shit. Poker's just not cool anymore. Knight takes e5, d4, knight e5, d4. Man, Morales is like a genius. What is his deal? What is his deal? Seriously. Why is he so freaking strong? And like perfect opening play. Half cool. If I honestly had more than 10 minutes per game, I would love to talk a lot more about it. But we're playing a tournament now, so I already don't have enough time to think. I mean, if I was to like talk about everything I'm doing, I would lose every game on time. Yeah, I mean, I love poker. I've played a million hands, you know, millions of hands. I have lots of caches. I'm not even going to say how much, and I have very little interest in watching it, to be honest. It's like golf, you know. It's worse than chess. I don't want to watch people play poker. I mean, I might love to play poker myself. Very little interest in watching. I honestly don't really like watching chess that much either. I mean, if I'm there, if I have no other choice, I'll enjoy watching it, but I agree. HTFP. Do we have another request to join the team? Or is that still remaining? This is still a fairly fast time control. Destroying his pawn structure here. No plan, really. Where's my plan? Black's so solid. Well, depends on what kind of poker. I like tournaments. Cash games can be exceedingly boring. Yeah, but I've never been a poker watcher. I've never been a chess watcher, honestly, either. Morales, I don't know, dude. Totally mysterious. Mysterious being. That bishop on c6. Just, dude, even queen b6 is kind of a brilliancy, you know? So weird. Everything he does is brilliancy. It's very strange. He has a very good score against me now. Almost 50%. Pinochet or Pinochle or Pinocchio? I thought Astrobeat's talking about Pinochet. I must have missed something. Some kind of insanely fancy move now. Fancy move syndrome. No. Very strange. Morales is come up with something deeper, it looks like. It looks like rook f3 is pretty strong. Multi-purpose. He's still not down any material. He almost can move instantaneously. It's unbelievable. I don't know. It's very unclear what Morales does to be so strong. He doesn't come to the stream anymore and he's getting stronger. lately. He's actually very mysterious for a guy who's played 400 games against me. Don't have much info. Very general. We haven't played much lately. But he always seems to get stronger. Of late, very good stuff. Looks like he's got about 50% in the last 20 games. So I think he's close to master level. Leaky with a draw against Dinekis. Why do I keep getting that? Another good move. My other brother. Stops my only check. Wait, do I actually just take a pawn here? Can that possibly work? Possible. Impossible, I say. There must be a forced win for Morales or something. Alright. For him to allow a check or something is very strange. I can't get out of the pin very easily. All of his ratings went inactive. He must have another account or something. Everything is inactive. Question, 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 question. Now he's going after my A pawn, and I'm tied down to F3. So I still can't trade queens or it's a draw. I still have no checks, ever. He's threatening rook takes A3. That won't go away. That is so annoying. That message up in the corner, like someone's trying to join the team. They really need to get rid of that bug. It drives me crazy. If I could trade queens now, I would be winning. Well, actually, it's not so easy. Maybe I shouldn't say that. It may not necessarily be true. He'll never let me unpin. Yeah, I did enjoy this game, man. This has been very, very painful. Check, check. It's like having your teeth extracted. I have a headache too. Damn, dude. How about my H pawn? Let's make our H pawn great again. You just let me win on time. I don't know, man. This was a tough game. It was probably a draw at some point. Yeah, he had completely equalized at move 29, move 30. He actually has a clear draw. Yeah, queen d5. 0.0. Unbelievable. It's totally 0.0. I was winning, apparently, but I have no idea how. Oh, I should have picked king g2. I could just leave my rook hanging because I have f7. And I guess I'm threatening rook f5. It was a good game overall. You made one blunder the whole game. This one check, which you played instantaneously, by the way. You played that instantaneously. Oh no, bishop to c4 was the blunder. Okay. My mistake. Yeah, I couldn't believe you did that, actually. Why would you do that? I can't do anything. Black is better here. It's like black is better. Can you believe that? Can you believe that, folks? He lost and he still had 25 CPL. Nice job, losing with 25 CPL. Mr. Slowhand. Maple Tree had a forfeit victory. Maple Tree beat Dr. Tripchance and he's rated 1600. What's that about? I think it's not rated. Excel Poker won. Looks like a tough game against Sumer. Akshak. Elo Smith got a bye. He blundered. But he's 1600. So what? We all blunder, but you're not supposed to get upset by someone 900 points lower or 800 points lower. You can recover from a blunder. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like even with a blunder, a 1600 should beat you. That's going to take like more than one mistake. Dr. Tripchance is like 2400 strength-wise. Seems like. Mr. So won. Oh, he had the bye. Sadly, Oms didn't make it. Sorry. That's the one thing about these Swiss tournaments that's annoying. You know, we keep getting forfeits. I don't know. I like the format, but I think they could incorporate something to get around that. If you register in advance, you have to like click a confirmation or something like 3 minutes before the tournament starts, where you're not paired. Doesn't that make sense? Simple, right? I think that could easily be implemented and avoid all those like forfeit guys. Simple. Although lichess probably doesn't care much. Like they really like people had to like twist their arms to get them to create the Swiss pairing. They did not want to create. They like their arenas. They didn't want to create Swiss systems, and they hate it. Here's another player. I have to stay away from their preparation. Meaning you played a perfect game. No, I played 24 cent upon loss, and you had 25. It was something like that. Like, I won the game on time, but I played 1 cent upon better than you. Very convincing. Crushing. It was a crushing victory against Morales, where we both played virtually perfectly. It's a good, that's why I'm playing longer time controls. I mean, I'm tired of playing garbage. I really, really am. I have no interest. Life is too short now. You know, I mean, I have no interest in playing trash chess. Trash chess. Uh-oh, Excel Poker versus Asterbait. How was his time management? Probably at the end, Excel Poker had like 2 minutes and Asterbait had 8. If I know the... You could learn a thing or two from Excel Poker's time management skills, Asterbait. You should never have more time than the opponent when you lose. You know, I mean, seriously. That's a bad sign. I mean, unless it's like a blunder. Trying to avoid Mr. Slowhand's theory. He's an expert in the opening play. Funny, I'm sure that we've played the Newswitch before, but not that much. I don't play it that often, and I rarely have the chance to see who it is in the simuls. So we transpose to a classical Pierce here. Is Sumaher not there? H3. I played this with white myself a couple years ago. Well, actually, I probably have 2 games. Looks like what I would do. Yeah, I had this game against Shredder Yevich, the Shredder, and against Milov. Probably same thing. Shredder Yevich. Did Sumaher leave? It's always hot in Las Vegas. XL Poker. He's out watering the lawn. No. I was talking about Astrobate. No, Sumaher is missing. Alright. This is Slaggy versus Shredder Yevich. Hateni Memorial B, GMB, 2016 or 17, I can't remember. My conclusion was that this line is probably not dangerous for black. But I think the real takeaway is that the Pierced Classical doesn't offer anything for white, first of all. But I knew that like a million years ago when I started playing it in like 1985. If you're Karpov, you can win with anything. Okay, it's a safe line. I never lost until... I don't think I ever lost on the white side of the Pierce except for that game with Milov. D takes e5, knight takes e5. But I don't understand my game with Milov because I don't remember. It's been too long ago. It was like in 2002, 2003, maybe 2003. I don't remember us trading pawns on e5 and having a chance to trade queens against him. But I don't know how he could have avoided it. This is a very standard formation. Is something wrong here? Is Mr. Slow really thinking that long, or am I lagging? Ping 83. Guys, I'll be right back. Mr. Sloth's gonna give me time odds. I'm gonna give him back. I was doing some tech help. Shredojevich. The other Serbian. Oh, Karpovian maneuvers. Right? Right, brah. What about bishop e6? Do we need bishop e6 at some point? I think c6 is more vital. Keeping the knight off of d5. This is... I don't remember now either of my games with those guys. I don't play e4 that much, so I have literally like 2 classical peers in this line with white pieces. Man, I feel like so there was something going on with Shredojevich. Where did he put his queen? Similar position, but not the same. Not clear where I put the queen here. But I don't think I necessarily played queen c1. I can't remember now. Can't remember what I played with white. I guess I might have played queen c1. We could have had the same position. It's equal, but I mean, I think like either side could misplay it. I remember with white being very concerned that if I played a4 to restrict him on the queen side, I would weaken the b4 square. B4. Yeah, it's a really lifeless pawn structure, but black isn't worse. Somehow I feel like black's queen is better than white's queen, obviously. The d-file is overrated. I mean, I'm coming from the perspective that I've played his position. I know what it's like to be white and feeling like I have absolutely nothing. I could even be worse if I'm not careful. That was my problem playing white. I'm like, oh man, I can't lose this with white. I managed to draw, but I had to be careful. Losing against Milov was awful. I played bishop h6 at some point. It was like the worst move ever. I've talked about this on multiple occasions. It's a classic example of a bad exchange. But I'm not sure about that game. It was too long ago and I can't remember. Did I exchange pawns on e5? I guess I had to have. I don't remember that being that structure though. It was too complicated. White's queen cannot be attacked by a pawn. Well, never say never. If I can get it down there. For the moment it can. Momentarily. It looks like he's trying for b4, b5. Oh, I have the proverbial bishop f8. That was definitely a plan that Shredojevich implemented against me in that game. The proverbial. So let's say bishop f8, a3. I'm still gonna have to worry about that crap. Crap! There, I said it. Crap. Bad language, Twitch. Be careful. Setting the pieces up for the next game. Remember this being an issue. And if a3, bishop takes a3 wins a pawn. Funny when you play a position where you're like, oh, I think I played almost the same position with the other side. I never looked at it from black's perspective while I was playing the game. I hate when people do that. They like get up, they stand up, and they like walk behind you during your tournament game. You know, it makes me very uncomfortable. It's not against the rules, but I think it's kind of bad etiquette, honestly. And if you did do it, I mean, you should probably like be far away or something. I mean, it's really uncomfortable if the opponent like stands up and stands right behind me. That's just not right. Rain again. So a3, bishop takes a3, pawn snarf. There's also, of course, knight d7, knight, knight d7, knight c5, knight f8, and then the classic bishop e6 would be a good move to play. And I gotta make the breaks longer, so you have time to go to the bathroom between rounds. 3 minutes isn't enough time for me to go downstairs. It's like it takes me like a minute and a half to get from one. It's at the extreme other side of where I live, of my apartment. It takes like at least a minute to get to the bathroom. I have to do my business and come back. I have 1 minute for doing my business, 1 minute to go to the bathroom, 1 minute to go back. That gives us, we have 3 minutes. Just enough time. I usually was in the Blitz tournament setting the time between rounds at 2, but that's definitely not enough to make it. Alright. Mr. Slow is slow today. He's really slow. Wow, he's taking this seriously. Make slow chess again. How are we doing on viewership? Good, good. Title Tuesday? No, the sad part is, like, why are people playing Blitz? Why is Title Tuesday popular? Why does that exist, you know? Because they're cheating in online chess. You can't have rapid in online chess because people cheat. Yeah, we've done this before. My dad was a traveling salesman, HTFP. I know all about the bottle system. An Amazon employee. Damn, that's not right. I don't think Bernie is going to go for that. So a3 now. Bishop takes a3 is a very, very greedy move that probably like drops a piece, right? Bishop takes a3, rook a1. Surprise! No, bishop takes a3, rook a1. Re-surprise. Queen takes c3. That's awesome. Bishop takes a3, rook a1, queen takes c3. So materialistic, and I'm practically begging to get my queen trapped. I don't want it. I don't want it. You can have it. It's too fat for me. No. I'm not giving you my dark squared bishop to win a measly pawn and go into some kind of weird complications when I have time edge. Something very, very similar happened against Shrediyevich in our tournament game. It ended in a draw. I remember it sort of petered out, but I had a very similar position to Dr. Slowhand in the classical game. Now it's raining again. It's been like raining, stop, raining, stop. Dr. Slowhand. Stockfishy would take it. I might take it if he wasn't teasing me with this time thing. But I think I'm better. It's hard to explain why, though. Okay. I mean, it's really hard to explain why is black better. Maybe that's the point. Isn't that the point? Like, his center is under attack and mine isn't? Like, his center is constantly... His central pawn is constantly threatened. So I can undermine his knight on b4. Mine is solidly protected and never attacked. This is similar. Simile. Facsimile. Alright, you're threatening now the proverbial bishop b6. He's in trouble here, but he has tricks like a4 or something. I should just take with the queen. Never put your queen on a5. Oof, he's in trouble. So a3 is really... It's just free. Looks like he's going to continue to... What are you menacing? He's going to continue to menace me. I'm not in a hurry to take that pawn. It's seriously not going anywhere. I guess he could defend it with rook a1. If I take with the queen, he plays rook a1 and rolls the dice. If I take with the bishop, he pins me. It's not necessarily a big deal. Bishop e6, rook a1, rook d8, queen e1, rook takes d1, bishop takes d1. This looks really strong. Just completing my development. The unexpected. Obviously, I considered this possibility earlier. And I decided, well, I strongly considered just like, you know, doing nothing basically. Bishop e7. He's given me his dark square bishop. No discoveries. Possibly the worst move of the game. Mr. Sloth's time pressure finally starting to have an effect. I mean, his worst move of the game is like bishop takes f6 probably. Move he wouldn't normally do, I think, if he wasn't in bad time pressure. He didn't really want to do that. Didn't really want to do that. Did you? Give me the pawn now. I want the pawn now. Yeah, but he's gonna fight for his right to party. Yeah, he's so brutally strong. It's incredible how strong he is in time pressure. There's no freaking way he's 1900. 1700 blitz? What? What do you play, like 2-0 or something? He'd have to be playing 2-0 for him to be 1700 in blitz. Are you even kidding me? Oh my god. Look at the moves he comes up with. What? Instantaneous moves, like no matter what you do. 2-0's bullet. Hot. Whatever you want to call it, man. What's the name? If you say so. It's all garbage to me. Unbelievable. That works? So he can play like instantaneous moves perfectly, never making a mistake in time pressure, and his nerves are like perfect. Queen a7. Unbelievable. My name is God. Not too many people can defend like this well, like with no time, literally. It's unbelievable. Holy shit. Can't make progress. It's unbelievable. Dude, are you serious? How could you possibly be 1700 in Blitz and be able to defend this well? There's no conceivable way. That's the way. That's the first time he's ever made a blunder against me. Damn. He never blunders like that in the simuls. Wow. I better not let up. I got sudden. He made me itchy. Something made me itchy about this game. Mr. Sloth rarely blunders. That's even a mistake, probably. Like f6, knight h4. Do not underestimate him, even at this point. Yeah, exactly. I mean, do you know how hard a position that is to defend? He has no active counterplay. Just his motivation is amazing. I would want to, like, give up if I were white. Totally not fun position to try to salvage. I'm still struggling to put him away. Now he has a defense. He gets the e5 pawn. Knight c4, rook takes b3. He found another way to defend it. Unbelievable. The thing that makes me crazy is his ratings. And he always plays super well against me. I guess he just tries harder. I don't know. Aren't we winning yet? Or it's still a draw? Jesus Christ. Sorry, Jesus. I still can't win. That was good. I gave him an extra place to go. Check. Where does he go? D3. Eventually I'm going to hang something. Look at his score. I mean, in the last 7 games. I'm not exaggerating him. He's ridiculously strong. Those are simul games, but still. Like, almost no one ever scores that well. 6 out of the last 7. And he finally gave up. He's got 6 out of his last 7 against me. Phew, man. Excellent time management by White. He uses all his time and then plays well in increment after. That's the proper way to do it. You don't want to get a lost position and have tons of time left. You know, you got to use the increment. He almost came back, look. At move 34, the computer calls it a draw. Well, you have the same. You're the same. The time issue going on. You played fantastically with time management. You should have got a bad position. The bad position, you survived that. -4, -5. I failed to find forced wins all over the place. Look at this. Bishop takes f6 was a terrible move. I don't understand why you did that. I guess it was just the time pressure. It's probably better to lose the pawn than give up your good bishop here. But you still defended like a genius. Yeah, well, no, the time... Yeah, I agree. You used too much time in the beginning. Yeah, you did. No, it's true. He wasted too much time in the beginning. Alright, is it time to start the next round? But he knows he can play fantastically in increment time pressure. Yeah, you're too extreme. It's too much extremes. You're too reliant on that. I do the same thing. I'm too reliant on the increment. You need to balance your time use a little bit better in the early stage. Oh no, Excel Poker. Maple Tree drew with Haruku. Hirun has 1.5. Akshak has left the building. Roku 1, Mr. Slow lost, Trip Chance 1, so this is kind of a lot of people with 1. Now the thing that strikes me is that Mr. Slow has very good, he has very good nerves, he never panics. He panicked a little bit, but I mean everyone panics a little bit. He had a bad position and no time against the title player and he just like defended for 50 moves without hanging anything until finally he dropped an exchange. I mean most people don't do that, you know. Certainly not the average players. I'm not that great a player, but I mean, I'm better than most, and normally I win from that position pretty easily. Most people give up psychologically. Yeah, you finally gave me the exchange, but that was after like 40 moves with just your increments. You know, from move 25 to move 60, you didn't make any blunders. Theoretically, you played better, and this you do that against me a lot too. You play better with no time than you do when you have all your time, which I find very interesting. So it's like the pressure forces you to play your best or something. The adrenaline forces you to play better. It's noticeable in the simuls. You always play better when you're time pressure than you do before the time pressure. It's like you're forced to play well. Okay, Excel Poker gave me the exchange. Yeah, you're probably holding. You try harder and focus more when you have no time. I'm kind of fluffy, foggy-headed when I do the same thing as you to some degree. Not quite as extreme as it in that case, but yeah. My foggy-headedness. Foggy-headed. Foggy. It sounds like Hungarian. Fugi. Where's all our Hungarian friends? GGG. He's also a poker player. HGGG. I haven't seen him in a while. You're third. Oh no. No, come on, not the semi-Slav. Don't do that. Don't play the semi-Slav, man. So Cambridge Springs. It's not a semi-Slav now. It's a Queen's Gambit, which is tough for both sides. The last time I played this, I lost to this guy Tibor Bodie 3 years ago or 2 years ago. It was ridiculous. As usual, I got in time pressure and like blundered in a drawn ending. The whole game I was never losing. And I missed this really brutal cheapo. I can't get anything against the Queen's Gambit. This Cambridge Springs variation is one of the variations that's particularly annoying. No, but you know, Mr. Slow, I think that you have to rethink that variation, because I'm certainly rethinking it. So at the end of the day, like, you tried to do what I tried to do in those games, which was play h3 and bishop e3, and it looks like it's nothing. So if it's nothing, then the conclusion is we have to play. It looks like White has to play d5 at some point. Attacking the knight on c6. I don't like it either, but that's 2 games I played where I got 0 with the white pieces against Milov and Shredeyevich. And the truth is that I think that our setup there just doesn't do anything. We have to... h3 is not good enough. You have to play... When black plays that funky knight c6, we have to play d5 at some point and go for the space and go for the pawn advance. That's the only chance for white to get an advantage. I also don't particularly like playing d5, but in a lot of those Nizovich lines, it seems to be the only way. So there is that theoretical element of it. Maybe we can take something away. Yeah, because I had learned my lesson already. I really have to give up on that. Play the funky passive Queen's Gambit. He's playing the passive variation. Or we're going to transpose to... Actually, wait, we're going to transpose to a Capablanca. I bleeped up. What did I do here? I bleeped up. I'm supposed to play bishop d3. Okay. So I let him transpose to... Alright, well, we can play queen c2. It's not a great move, but Alyakin probably played it. Maybe Capablanca played it too. I don't know. I don't remember. But I think I'm supposed to play bishop d3. And that's nothing great, though. Why does Hikaru Nakamura insist on playing the black side of the Queen's Gambit declined? Rolls eyes. Is Hikaru a chess professional? Or is he just a professional chess streamer? Which is it? Queen's Gambit decline. It's just too passive. Alright, so bishop h4 is normal. I've considered bishop f4. we can play it. Whatever. It's a move. Nothing special. I think that in Hikaru's case, like, he played very aggressive openings always, like the King's Indian, and he wanted to play something solid, but he like went too far where he was like playing it all the time. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the candidates tournament. It should be interesting. They should have like betting, right? So I should be able to bet on the candidates tournament on some websites. Like, I have to check and see if Party Poker 888, probably like a various number of sites allow, not in Europe at least, allow online betting. This kind of feels so undynamic for black. You think? If it's like if you're Kramnik or something, I guess it's okay, but I was just disgusted by Hikaru playing the Queen's Gambit declined. He played the Queen's Gambit declined and the Caro Con. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, destroy your chess career? Hey, let's destroy our own chess career. We'll make our repertoire the Queen's Gambit declined and the Caro Con. Our formerly promising chess career. Knight h5, yes. So this was the plan. I can also play bishop g3, of course. Horse. Jim, the candidates tournament feels unfair. Is it unfair? I'll be like the pundits. Is it unfair? I can't believe Nadal even came out as against like Wimbledon banning Russian players. Next thing you know, he'll be anti-vaxxer too. Is it fair that like Ukrainians would have to play Russians? No, I'm just kidding. We're not talking about that. Jim's talking about something else. What were you saying? The champions should be playing too. Oh God. Yeah, that's gonna happen. This guy, right? No way. That's crazy. That's not right, Jim. He's got to have some benefits of being the champion. No way, dude. I mean, that would be fun, but there's no way that would ever transpire. You'd have to like re-earn your. I mean, you wouldn't even have any benefit for winning the championship if that were the case. Just the money or whatever the prizes you get, but you'd have to like re-become world champion every time. Some benefits like well, then it becomes a world championship tournament, right? It's no longer a world championship. There's no longer a world championship match. What you want to do is like change the world championship system to becoming like a world championship tournament. It's there's an argument for everything. I don't like the way it is myself. I think they should have matches even for the. I think we should go back to the 70s and 80s and have like candidates matches. Tournaments have a high variance, you know. It doesn't determine. They very rarely determine who the best player is. You could run that tournament 10 times and, you know, how 8 times, whatever, how many players there'll be, and you'll have a different winner every time. I mean, it's not poker, but still, there's a massive amount of variance in tournaments, which I think I'm not personally interested in. Personally, I think the world champion should be the best player in the world, but, you know, not everyone agrees with that sentiment, probably. Or should I say a different way? The best player in the world should be the world champion. And there's the question of how to determine who the best player in the world is, you know. Now, that doesn't mean that it's the most exciting. think you're in the Maurice Ashley camp, where just all we care about is excitement and overly, emotional commentary. F5. Basically, Excel Poker is now playing the Stonewall Dutch. Now with more Dutch. Okay. Alright. What do I do? Yeah, but I mean, I'm a purist. I just want the best player to be world champion. That's kind of boring, though, right? I mean, you can have tournaments, all the tournaments you want, You can have the exciting tournament. Whatever. But we don't have to turn it all in the same tournaments. Variance is especially true in the last candidates. Stopping the tourney in the middle. Well, my personal opinion is that, the world championship should go to the world champion who should be the best player in the world. And the world championship should be the way of determining who that is. But, that's an old-fashioned... It's an old-fashioned way of looking at it, I guess. Bishop d3, bishop e2. Take, bishop d3. Bishop e2 or bishop d3? Where do you want to go? Bishop d3 feels more aggressive. But I can't play g4 without, dropping my knight. What an amazing move that is. I mean, my head hurts. g4? There is no other plan. I mean, where am I going to put my king if I don't castle kingside? Dude, what happened here? Pawn takes pawn? I'm so confused. Pawn takes pawn, bishop f5, bishop f5, queen f5, then he has compensation. Maybe? He has compensation? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's all a lie. He's lying to me. Who expected knight f6? I'm like, what? Variance is higher in slower time controls. What are you talking about? HCFP. The sky is ultra purple right now. I mean, how can that be? How could variance be higher in slower time controls? The Sloth says no. I mean, I suck at math, but at least statistics I wasn't that bad. Can I do g4? I don't understand your argument. Slower time controls have fewer games played. I don't know, you lost me. What do you drink, Will? Magnus is far... Oh my god, I overlooked knight b4. Whoops. Magnus is far more dominant. But that's just Magnus, I mean, I think that's him personally. That wouldn't be the case with everyone, I looked up to see if the sky was purple. It's kind of like a bluish hue. I basically blundered there. Totally overlooking knight b4. Excel Poker is playing ugly chess here. But my head is, foggy. Foggy head. It's foggy-headed, tactically blind guy against, like, bad bishop, strategically dubious guy. But imagine like let's just for a second imagine Magnus had lost. Just let's go to another parallel dimension where Magnus lost the world championship to Caruana, you know, because that happened in some parallel dimension probably. Say Caruana had won the world championship match, you know. Then your argument is like blown out of the water. I mean, Caruana's results would be way more consistent if he was world champion in slower time controls. Hungarian beer is very standard. I'm not drinking a Hungarian beer, but usually around 4.5%, something like that. I need glasses. King e2. King e2, queen f7, asking for trouble. Hey. All right, let's think a little harder here. Let's think a little harder. He's after me with maybe queen f7. I'm so close to something tactically, but it's not happening. I need to get my other rook in the game. Oh, there's that move. Yeah, we're really asking for trouble now. Ethanol. I hope my alcohol contains only alcohol. I'm just drinking beer. Japanese brand. Actually. Yeah, all hell is breaking loose now. We really need to start calculating. His pieces are having trouble getting out there in the stone wall. But XL Poker also, like Dr. Slowhead, really likes to use his time, and I really appreciate these guys because they set a good example for people. Bishop f4 and trap rook, yes. He's going to get compensation though. It's going to be like a... You know, if that happens, it's all hell breaks loose. And my king's pretty open. If I was a computer, I would be fairly confident. But I mean, if he has like a pawn and two bishops, I could end up even worse. Dr. Slowhand. So he just played the weirdest move ever. XL Poker, it's not normal to even think about that move, to be honest with you. You've really got to be kind of perverse to even consider that move. Who would spend their time thinking about rook f5? Damn, dude, that takes a really twisted individual to spend like a minute of the remaining 2 minutes considering the move rook f5. I can't believe he actually considered that. Alright, I'm gonna make a move here. We're gonna make a move, kids. The question is which one to make. Double rook f5. Twisted individual, I said. I want to take with a pawn now. The plan was to take with the rook. I'm just not threatening anything. Not threatening anything has been called. Yes! What a great idea. You gotta give him credit, but I mean, practically speaking, it's pretty nutty to play rook f5. I don't think it's a good practical use of your time. It wasn't a particularly forcing move. But nice, like, artistically, you gotta admit it was cute. I'm not sure who's better here. I think I'm better, but it's tricky and dangerous because the white square bishop is wild. Dr. Trip Chance Part 2. Doctor, what is wrong with me? Dr. Trip Chance Part 2. Here he goes again. His new name is Captain Zwischenzug. Let me guess. Rook f8. Captain Zwischenzug. No. Captain Zwischenzug did not come up with Rook f8. This is a more sensible continuation. Alright. Is he threatening me? I'm a little loose. Loose. Loose, you are my father. What a calm sort of move he played there. Damn. Tremendous. I'm down to 20 seconds. Yes, he lost the time. He lost the time. He's probably, I want to say he's better here. I don't know, man. That bishop is so strong. And he really doesn't have that many weaknesses. And I'm pretty overextended. I wouldn't be surprised if he's better here in this final position. He's not, but man, I was not confident at all. This is a perfectly okay position for a computer, but not for me. Not for me in time pressure. My king is open. Like I've got to watch out for the white square bishop all over the place. G4 is weak. The engine says I'm still clearly better. Did you miss rook f8? You missed a better move apparently. What was it? Just taking? I mean, taking opens up your white square bishop more. Yeah, but the thing is, you can't play queen f7, so you have to move your king, and like the only move is king h7 or king f8, because king h8 loses. And this looks scary, but this is the first variation I looked at, like check and queen g6. I was looking to see if this works. But he takes at the pawn. I like king takes. I actually saw this, but unfortunately after pawn takes, I'm down a rook. Yeah, here you were fine. You might even be just better. I mean, because you have two bishops. My rook is stupidly placed. I love his move rook f5 though. Wow, I was totally winning. Rook takes h6. That's not that easy to find. Honestly, he freaked me out. I mean, I'm like, rook f5. I looked at rook h2, and then rook g5. But he played this really weirdly. He kept making moves I didn't expect. The elusive move 11. Maple Tree with 2. You ruin with 2. Excel Poker, you should go back to playing OTB. Do you still play OTB? Coming from the United States, they used to call it, like, I think New York State always used to use, like, OTB was off-track betting. Like it was the old name for, like, horse racing bets. Like, when you weren't actually at the track. It always makes me think of that. Not that I ever did horse racing, but I've never been a sports or better. But, yeah, over the board chess. Yeah, you should play over the board chess. You're kind of a self-taught player. I mean, you know, you need some seasoning. Where you're at, they don't have like weeknight clubs or anything like that? Excel Poker? I know like in the Netherlands they have like nightly clubs. Like Nils was here earlier. Or do you like work at night or something? How many points will you give to Scotch opening out of 5? I don't know, man. I would give it like a 3.8 or something. Do they have, I mean, I'm just saying, because like in Hungary we don't have like evening chess clubs. In the United States they do, and in the Netherlands they do. But it like seems to depend on like, it seems to depend like on country. It just varies from country to country. I was just talking about this the other day. I would like it if I could play in a club on a weeknight, but that doesn't exist here, you know. I thought maybe Sweden would have that. Extreme anti-Dutch. Reversed. Because it's hard to like give up your weekends, you know. But like one like weeknight, if you could play, it's very convenient, I think, for people. Almost everyone can find like a weeknight they could spare 4 or 5 hours probably, one night a week. You know, giving up whole weekends for chess tournaments is kind of tough. So my question is, why not? All right, you're in with B3. B3 has been called. F6. It's the Kopek system in the Dutch. So it's a Veresov reversed. Basically playing the Jabava. Dr. Chipsense, you have a similar thing? No, you can't call it a club. It's not a war, it's a special operation. Don't call it a club, Dr. Chipchance, or they'll come and arrest you. The Kopek is played with white against Sicilian. Yeah, but it's the same idea. You know, like the bishop settles in there to like the little cubby hole. Yeah, I knew Danny. He was a weird guy. It's a special gaming center, not a club. That's probably like part of the reason why we don't have clubs in Hungary. Like the government probably has some provision that if you have a club, like you have to follow all these rules or something. There has to be a reason why here in Budapest, like there's no weeknight chess clubs. It's not like it's outlawed, but I mean, you have to get like a, I don't know what you call it, like a certificate of permission, or you probably have to pay some kind of fees and taxes. I mean, maybe that's the case everywhere, but I'm just thinking, wow, Bishop A3 is a weird move. You would think in somewhere like Stockholm they would do the weeknight club thing. I mean, they should have both, like weekend. I think all like European cities should have weekend and weeknight chess clubs. Why not? An underground chess club, like a poker, like an underground poker club, like in Rounders or something. Do you remember watching like John Malkovich, who ran the underground poker club in Rounders? You have something like that. Secret password. Chess. Cheese. Gambling is forbidden. Right. I mean, that's a problem with a lot of countries. People gambling. The laws in the United States are very tricky, by the way, as far as like gambling and chess. So it depends on state to state laws. But I mean, not necessarily for money. It doesn't have to be for money. It's not supposed to be about money, first of all. It's about chess. Alright. E5, knight e5. We're going to drop a pawn. Pawn drop, variation. Yeah, this probably doesn't work. Damn. So that's why I have to play the Kopek system here. Well, I can play queen d7. But what do I do after h3 now? Queen d7, h3. I guess it's playable. Queen d7, h3, bishop h5. It might be better just to play e6 and be done with it. I'll be done with it. Jeroen is an expert Dutch player. Well, you could just have like a hangout at a pub or something with friends where everyone comes and, although a lot of pubs don't like chess players, they tend not to spend a lot of money. They're very cheap in general. It's like the bookstore chess club. What am I going to do here? I don't want to give you my bishop. The Borders Bookstore Chess Club. Where all the cool kids hang out. John Cleese's real name is John Cheese. I don't know about that. I don't think I believe you. I didn't have permission for bishop takes f3. I thought about it and I was looking around at my white squares. I just kind of did a white square survey. We did a survey. Survey says the white squares are not happy if you trade that bishop off. Knight h2. Weird move. Now what do I do? Total indecision. I'm just like randomly playing either bishop takes, bishop f7, or bishop g6. You could just flip a coin. I decided f7 was just too congested. I mean, too many pieces in the way there. I didn't really want to exchange and like free his position. My position's not so great either. Yeah, I knew you were going to play that. I'm not sure if it's really that great. Well, I didn't know you were going to play it, but I thought you were going to play it. King f7. King f7. Wait, Is this chess 960? Jeroen is actually playing faster than his predecessors, my great predecessors. He's got a time edge of 7 minutes to 6. I was faster than the other sloths I played. But thanks everybody for joining us. Astrobay with 5 gift subs. I don't think the double pawns is bad. I don't think this is so bad. The Tetris. Not a real issue. I didn't see any way he could attack this g6 pawn or render it really vulnerable. I mean, theoretically, he's trading his kind of good bishop on e2. I'm not sure his knight is well placed on h2, by the way. Thought that was a strange move by white. Trying to force an exchange of pieces. Now g4 weakening his king side. That's an extremely dangerous move by white. You know, I know that it's a Dutch, but apparently he's concerned about knight f5. So he's willing to take, I would say, yeah, it's a very, very dangerous decision by white. I mean, I can play g5. Have to consider it. It probably isn't good. I can play e5, d4. I have a host of breaks. g5, of course, the main thing. My knight is really crap. It's just a big piece of crap on h6. It must go. Everything must go, Sale. When you look at this position and you think about it for a while, you realize this is my biggest issue. We've got to get it off the bleeping side of the board and into the game. My biggest priority now. Also clearing the H file, which is weak now. I think my next move is knight f7. The g5 thing is interesting, but he takes, I check, and then what? You know, like, what do I have there? I don't think that was sound for black. You might get one. You got a 1300 if you hang out long enough. Thought c4. Well, I mean, obviously c4 is an important break for white. I was surprised he played g4. It looks risky to me. I mean, I'm not castled, you know. I know it's a Dutch. Jeroen likes playing g4, but I'm not sure this is a good situation for it. g5 takes, check, king h1, queen h3, pawn takes knight, rook h8. No. Gotta get it off the side of the board. Step 1, complete. And now we can move on to other things. g5, rook h8, and then other breaks like d5 and e5. Some kind of, you know, active play. g5 now. Get your g5 on before it's too late. This is basically blitz. I mean, but it's better blitz than like 5+3 or 5-0 or 3-0 or. It's not really rapid, I would say. It's a little too fast to be rapid. We've been live 1 hour 55 minutes. This tournament should be about another, I calculated another 35 minutes. How many rounds do we have left? 2 more rounds. Correct? Is that right, or just 1 more? No, I'm 3-0. This round is another 10 minutes, and then we have 1 more round after that. Yeah, this is round 3 out of 5. It's humid, man. It's very humid here. We've got like summer. Cheers, everybody. You see, he's not getting his knight off the bleeping side of the board like me. Highly sus. It looks like he's in big trouble, man. But my knight's still unemployed. There's this, queen c5, maybe attacking that. This diagonal. The h file, I can just simply double. I can open it up with pawn takes pawn. He can't take on g5. Yeah, I can't say I expected that move. So that's just like, that's gotta lose. That's gotta lose. Come on. Come on, Brandon. No, seriously. Wow, that's just crazy. That's a crazy move. Congratulations. That's just crazy. I don't really want to trade queens, honestly. I wanted to like try to checkmate him. Trading queens kind of takes the fun out of it, doesn't it? So there is e5, but then there's a check. I don't like it. Queen c5 check. So I'm only one pawn up, but it's a really sure. It's sure and secure. Well, I mean, I think his real mistake wasn't playing the bird, but I mean, g4 is, he went too far. He made other mistakes. You know, if you play the bird, you don't leave yourself a lot of room to make mistakes, obviously. If you play the Dutch. Drink more beer. Birds are the words. Is this a mistake or a good move? I might just win another pawn. Hooray for the other pawn. Right. That averts threat number one. Oh, now he has pawn takes pawn, if I'm not careful. Knight f3, e5. Oof. He could oof the exchange here. Move 11 is in on the internet meme or whatever. Where did that real estate thing come from? My kids talk about that. I don't even know what that is. Internet meme. My like teenage daughter was excited about that one for a while. I just know let's go Brandon. I'm super right wing. I'm a big JD Vance supporter. Just kidding. I play the hillbilly. I try to monetize being a hillbilly. I specialize in hillbilly monetization. Someone sounds like he likes playing the hillbilly. Speaking of hillbillies, I like the Beverly Hillbillies. What's up? Come on, man. Where are you? Knight f3, e5. Now he's going to do what the other guys did. Everybody's losing on time. He just resigned. Ugh. I bet his tournament is like okay. His position is okay if he doesn't play g4. Seriously. Guaranteed that's like his worst mistake. G4's got to be a blunder. You know, he did it with the intention of restricting my knight on h6, but he's wrecking his king side. Double question mark. That's like the losing move. That's a losing move. Are those guys, is that like are those like YouTubers? Move 11? You're on the same page as my teenage daughter. Young teenage daughter. Yeah, one mistake, two blunders. Your age group. Wordly. Wordle. Yeah, you wouldn't play g4, man. You can't play that. That's crazed. I'm surprised my advantage is as big as it is. Right? I can't castle kingside. My knight's on h6. Vengeance didn't like my move f6, of course. It's like a... drone. So computer says c4 right away. That makes a lot of sense. There you go. Whenever someone plays f3 or f6 in the early stage of the opening, even Ben Feingold knows the secret is to try to cut this diagonal. It's not the optimal situation though. You can't like get his queen on b3 because he's already played b3. It would be better if he hadn't played b3 probably. But that makes sense. Alright, let's see what's up. Any games? Mr. Slow. Let's see Mr. Slow in action. Oh, against Cormoran is in. Whoa. Cormoran has 8 minutes. Cormoran has 8 minutes. And Cormoran got mated? No, he just resigned. Mr. Slow with the time damage. Oh no, Cormoran had 8 minutes. Mr. Slow used his time. This is not Cormoran's time control, preferred time control. But they've played 4 games now. It's 2-2. Masters of time management. Pawnda, Sloth. Yeah, Pawnda, Sloth. I'm rigging the time controls more and more in my favor in these tournaments. In case you guys haven't noticed. But Mr. Slow he was tough. He hung tough, and he's 3-1 now. So I'm really looking forward to a Mr. Slow Excel Poker battle. I don't know about you guys. Maybe I'll just like offer a quick draw to whoever I play, and then we'll... Because no one else can catch me except for Mr. Slow. If I draw, no one can catch me. I'll offer a quick draw, and then we can watch the Excel Poker Mr. Slow Battle Fest, like Battle Bots. It's unfair, these time players using their time. He's fast and he uses all his time. That's what makes Mr. Slow like so tough. That's what makes him so tough. It's tricky. I'm gonna make you guys slow down. I really want to see those guys battle though. No, the not using their time, I'm talking about particularly my simuls, Porky Piglet. It's just the simuls where it's like really annoying, you know. They're like taking up places in the simuls for classical games and then playing all their moves in like 10 seconds per move. Yeah, alright, just kidding. But yeah, I complain about everything. I mean, it's my job. El Caban. So who am I going to play? Dinekis? I have to play Dinekis based on points, scores. Sumer forfeited again. He has multiple forfeits. I don't know, I just haven't been getting real good sleep and not exercising enough. It makes me grumpy, and then I complain about everything. You guys tune in for the complaining. Stay for the chess. I wanted to go for a walk all day. I would probably feel better right now, but it's constantly been like thunderstorms, no thunderstorms. Thunderstorms, no thunderstorms. Excuses are plenty. Dinekis. D. You see, now it like stopped raining again. I've opened and closed the windows like 3 times. It's craziness here. I either suffocate or get like bombarded with rain. Man, it's a miracle today. My condo association is like, it looks like the other people in my building are going to agree to like have the building pay to fix my roof, so it won't be leaking in water anymore. It's like millions of dollars to get it fixed. I couldn't believe it. It's really good news. I didn't think they were going to go for it. That's really excellent. Don't get like skylights. Seriously, it's just nothing but trouble. My dad told me that when I was young. He was talking about cars, but he always said like never ever get a car with a skylight in it. But it's the same with like apartments, man. Don't buy an apartment with skylights. It's nothing but problems. Just live in the darkness. Much easier that way. So we had this game before with Dinekis. Damn, I don't like this variation. What is skylight? Well, the windows on the top of the ceiling. I don't know what they call them. What are the problems with car skylight? The gravity thing, you know? That stuff dripping out of the sky, and that gravity thing. It's just no end of troubles. Roof window. It's a roof window. No end of problems. Never get roof windows. My dad only bought American cars, that is. Yeah, he liked Mazda for some reason, but we never had one. He was a big car person. But that was a different era, you know. I think the Japanese cars of today are better. Well, not just Japanese. We couldn't really afford like a BMW, and he didn't drive. He didn't like standard transmission. I mean, he respected like Mercedes and BMW, but we never had them. American cars, yeah. I lived in a middle class family. We didn't have like, you know, a luxury BMW or something. I never learned to drive a standard transmission, so never get a skylight in your car. But my friend Joe got one. He has a Lexus. Lexus is what? Man, H5. Lexus is Japanese. Yeah, it's a Toyota. My wife's first car was a broom. You had a stick, Mr. Coffee? You had a stick as well? It's a small world we live in. Little sexist joke for Mother's Day. Queen C8. I don't like Dinekis. I don't like this stuff. I mean, I like him personally, but I don't like playing against this variation. It was a Volkswagen Beetle. We've got F3. The 2000 Volkswagen Passat. Yeah, I mean, another good European car. Nothing wrong with Volkswagen. They don't make American cars like they used to. Especially with this oil shortage. I still wouldn't buy a Tesla. Man. Elon Musk is so toxic. Alright. It's almost like he saw Rook C1 coming and he's making a square here on B7. I actually wanted to buy a truck. I would buy a truck probably. I'm going for the MAGA look. I was looking at like Nissans and Toyota. I'm not really thinking about it, but if I was to buy a car, I would probably buy like a light pickup or something. Not a lot of use for that in the city though. I don't want to have a car in the city. If World War III breaks out and I have to move back to Massachusetts or something. Somewhere where I had to have a car. Or if I move to the village here. Maybe I'll move to a Hungarian village. Carlsen, they're definitely not assets. Unless you have like a classic. No, I only sell my assets before they increase in value exponentially. I try to sell all my assets right before they exponentially increase. It looks like Dinekis. Someone was saying like the real estate price increase in the United States is the greatest like wealth increase since like the I don't know, the oil rush of the 1850s or something like that. It's like unbelievable. If you own property in the United States, you just like got so lucky in the last 2 years. And people that don't own property are just facing like extremely high rent costs and stuff. It's unbelievable. Like if I bought a house today, like the entire economy would collapse and it would be worthless. That's how lucky I am with major financial decisions. It'll all collapse now. Oh no, it's not gonna collapse, dude. There'll be like a slowdown. I'd feel better if it collapsed. No. Dinex is playing like a champ. Are you a champ or a chump? He's playing like a champ, and I'm like foggy headed. He's played really well. This is a new thing, and actually his rating has gone up. He's like 2161 now. It's pretty solid. I don't think I remember him going over 22. I still can't believe him. I don't know much about cars either. My dad would like kill me. No, he was understanding, but he loved cars. That was his big passion. I don't know much about chess, personally. What about this ending? I don't know much about 3 pawns on the wrong color, but I do like this open file thing. This open file, the open file situation is pretty cool. What about my d5 pawn? Uh-huh. You know what I'm talking about, right? What am I supposed to do about that? Oof. Wow, he just played bishop e8 instead of bishop f7. Is that a trick? How about like check and check? No, that drops in exchange. Now he's playing too fast. You have to play king h7 here and try to like, I don't know, consider trying to creep up. Now he's like paralyzed. Oh, you're singing. What is that? Sam Cooke? Porky Piglet is singing like classic Sam Cooke. I don't know much about that era. A little before my time. I had a friend, a former friend, who was really into it. He would like embarrass me by like serenading women on the street and stuff. Has anyone here ever had a friend who serenaded women on the street while you were like hanging out with them? Does anyone know how embarrassing that is? To have your friends serenade random strangers on the street. You just want to like hide. I'm gonna go hide down the street now. He had a good voice, but it was still embarrassing. You could have stopped. Has anyone here had a friend? We're chess players. Well, I used to have a friend. Anyway. You're all my friends. My friend. You've done that. You're on really hardcore antidepressants, though? Oh, yeah, like the Wellbutrin or something? It made you, like, hyper? He insisted on singing before the round started at the amateur teams. Yeah, at least he never did it while you were, like, personally with him. We know. Move 11 knows who I'm talking about. He has a reputation for doing this. Once I was at a restaurant with him. This person who shall remain nameless. I was at a restaurant with him with my mom. I think it was the three of us. Like a small, nice restaurant that happened to have like a piano player. And like nobody would like do this. He went up to the piano player and like insisted on like him accompanying him, like while, you know, there was no one singing. I mean, it was just you know, piano, relaxing piano music in the background. Choose your friends choose your enemies wisely and your friends. What's the saying? Yeah, if I get depressed, I'm not going to start taking Wellbutrin. Keep your friends close, your enemies closer. I think there's something else. It's not about choosing. I know that's where I was going, Mr. Coffee, but I feel like choose your friends. Something about choosing your friends. I forgot that Dimitri beat me last time. Man, that was a simul game. This looks like a Move 11 training game, endgame gone bad. Come live with me, Mr. Coffee. Mr. Coffee has a stalker now. You better put the ankle bracelet on. Nice try, Rook C5. Oh no. Oh yes. F6 almost works. Alright, I'm not going to slow roll here. That's just not right. The Supreme Court is coming for your right to gay marriage. It's just a matter of time. Well, actually, I don't know where Porky Piglet lives. But just saying. If you people live in the United States, that's our political thought for the day. Coming for your rights to everything, basically. Rook g7. Problem. It's 5 minutes to 2. All right. It's next thing you know, like the United States is gonna turn into Hungary or something. You can't escape like ultra conservative. Why do I do this all the time? But yeah, we go way back. He's my good buddy. I'm a big fan of Putin as well. Uh-oh, that's unclear. Excel Poker said, good game, Mr. Slow. Yeah, no, of course, Cormorant. What's his face from Fox News was here. It's unbelievable. Alright. Back to the tournament. So we won it 5 out of 5. I like this time control, by the way. This is fun. Manny Piano said, hello, would you please play a rapid game against me? Any takers? Look at that. Performance rating 2567. Excel Poker winning against Mr. Slow. Let's take a look at this. Oof. Mr. Slow's like, no, I'd rather not. Oh, it was a 97, really. Cozio defense. Interesting. Taking the old Mr. Slow out of mainline theory with 97. Didn't work. He played the sharpest line. Wow. Does this transpose to a Smyslov variation? It doesn't transpose, right? Like if you played G6 and white played D4, this gambit, like there's no way the knight can get to D5 now. It's very similar though. I didn't know this was like an actual line. Well, you can't play a FIDE Grandmaster on my stream. I might become a Grandmaster if I win the World Senior Championship in November. You have to wait until that, Money Piano. Alright. Knight C3, G6, D4, E takes D4, Knight D5. Sire. The best thing about Knight D5 is that you threaten mate in 1. You can't, like, go wrong with threatening mate in 1. So Knight takes D5 is a mistake. But, you know, interestingly, it was played by this Patrick Mary guy, the correspondence master. Our friends... Marchea Parligras against Daniel Bartoshi. There's a bunch of games. Black's score here is atrocious. Wow. So you can't play Knight takes D5. Like you have to literally play Bishop G7, allow Bishop G5, and then play H6. Yeah, this looks really important, and Excel Poker didn't know the line. This year. I'm serious. I'm gonna start a fundraising bar. Once I know the exact dates, I mean I know the dates, but once they release the exact information, I'm gonna go play in the World Senior. Yeah, I was talking about this on the stream, Cormoran, because I'm 49. The rule is if you're 50 before the calendar year ends, and my birthday's in December, you can become World Senior Champion. So my goal is to be the first person ever. Feindl was joking about being the 40-year-old Grandmaster, but there was the 40-year-old Virgin movie that came out around that time. My goal is to be the first World Senior Champion who's 49. It would be pretty funny, but it's theoretically possible. But I mean, it's, my chances of winning are probably 1 in 50. I mean, I don't know. I won't be the highest rated player by far, so it'll probably be tough. I'm hoping to go though. Anyways, so that's the way you're supposed to play it. It looks like Mr. Slow got him in the opening here and didn't play King F1. Wow. King F1. Going for the jugular. Because D4. I imagine the World Senior under 50 or 50 plus, I mean, it can't have that many players. Although I think this year would attract a lot of players since it's been there hasn't been a World Senior since 2019 or 2020. I'm 39. But I still don't think that group is very big, It'll be much stronger than the 65. I might have to wait till I'm 65 to be a Grandmaster realistically, but I'm going to try every year if I can play in the World Senior. So they had a weird game here. Mr. Slow screwed it up. Yeah, this was actually really weird. Black did not want to take this. Wow. And then the in-between move. And Mr. Slow lost the bishop pair and then overlooked bishop e5. Hurry before they blow up the world. Interesting thought. An interesting thought. Yeah. Well, I heard from a reliable source that Putin's bosses, the Chinese Communist Party, they're not really happy he's playing with a nuclear button. The rumor that I heard was that the Chinese Communist Party doesn't really want to get blown to smithereens. So for that reason, there's some hope that we won't have a nuclear World War III. But we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, guys, let's see what happened here. Finally, Pawnda Sloth Rapid. We've got Sparkle Horse, Excel Poker, and Yaroon with third. Nice job. Yaroon got third, only losing against me 2 draws, edging out Mr. Slowhand on tiebreak. And then Dinekis, Maple Tree, Heroku, Dr. Chipchance, Ella Smith with 2, and Ruslan. So Asterbate didn't get him a win. He got a draw against Ruslan. Very, very good. He got on the board there. All right. Well, here's to the world not getting blown up thanks to the Chinese Communist Party. I'd like to thank you guys all for joining me here for our weekly tournament. It's what do we got? It's Tuesday. Let's do a raid. Pop G, supporter of Ukraine. I know he's doing a simul to support Ukraine. Grandmaster Popjula is streaming Super Blitz Shield. Let's check him out and support our friends there. Don't go anywhere, guys. Stay tuned. Now you get to play with the Grandmaster. Thanks, Mr. Sloth. See you on Sunday.